It is Thursday, but yesterday was actually a pretty big day here for the show. It was only the fourth day since September 1st that we didn't put out a new episode on YouTube. So, with us now fully into off-season mode, I'm just going to take a quick straw poll from everyone watching today. Off-season, we typically put about 4 videos per week. During the season, try to get one every single day like we did this football season outside of those 3-4 days. So, should we stick to the 2, 3, maybe 4 video per week? More, if you want more than that, type more. If you want less than that, type less. I guess we could do a third one. Like, hey, 3 sounds right, James. I want to know what your appetite is, what the demand is. Because, look, I'm not going to put out 7 videos a week. If we're only getting, if we get 3, 4, 5,000 views per, I want to keep it rocking 10, 12, 15,000 viewers per video. So let me know, type more or less down in the comments. There's a lot of breaking news around the program right now. New coach is hired. An NFL draft entry, another one from the offensive line now. And we've got some Jim Harbaugh flying across the world. See what the latest is on him coming up right now. I'm your host, James Yoder, here in the Michigan Football Report by Chat Sports. As we were getting ready to film this afternoon, it is just about 6 o'clock here in the East Coast on a Thursday. A couple stories we wanted to talk about, break down the latest Michigan football news right off the top. Number one, Notre Dame's Mike Elston is the new defensive line coach at Michigan. He has had a number of different job responsibilities at Notre Dame. He's been their linebackers coach. He's been their defensive line coach, both for long number of year stretches. Was also promoted to associate head coach in the 2018 season. And check this one out. He's the defensive line coach. He's the associate head coach. He's also the recruiting coordinator, and he was the running game coordinator on offense during the 2021 season. Kind of a wild, mix-up of different coaching responsibilities for one guy to have in 1 year. But Tom Loy from 24/7 Sports is the all things inside Irish Illustrated. He's the inside info guy for Notre Dame's program. He put out the tweet. It's been rumored for a day or two. I didn't think it had a ton of substance because, frankly, I didn't think Michigan would make a hire with Jim Harbaugh out there not confirming whether or not he's Michigan's coach, not getting a new deal, and the NFL rumors still persisting. I think we're in day 10 now of the Harbaugh NFL rumors. But hiring a new coach, a Michigan man himself. If you're not familiar, Mike Elston was with Michigan 1993 to 96 as a player. This has to be good, right? This has to be good news, I would say, right? I would think it'd be pretty disingenuous if Harbaugh, went out, hired a coach, a Michigan man. If you're not familiar, he was 93 to 96 as a linebacker, started 10 games, and then was injury-riddled as an upperclassman. But without the injuries, he was probably going to be a 2-year starter, 95 and 96. Coach or teammate of Tom Brady, Charles Woodson, with those guys his last 2 years, then was either an intern or a graduate assistant from 97 on the national championship team through the 2000 season. So 4 years there. And then since then, he's coached at Eastern Michigan, Central Michigan, Cincinnati, and has been at Notre Dame since 2010. Hatched, kind of put his what's the term, Brett? Hatched your wheel, hitched your wagon from the pulpit bureau. Yeah, hitched his wagon to Brian Kelly. They were together 18 seasons. Central Michigan, Notre Dame, and then the last 12 or so seasons, 13 seasons at Notre Dame. They were there a long time. Didn't go to LSU with him, and now he is at Michigan. So his career trajectory: 8 years in Michigan as a player and a intern assistant, grad assistant, and then 20 or so years at Eastern, Central, Cincinnati, and then Notre Dame. So big-time hire for Jim Harbaugh. Went out and probably got the best candidate for the job, and a guy who played at Michigan, coached at Michigan, and kind of goes back to the Lloyd Carr and Gary Moeller era. Played under both those guys, and of course, coached under Lloyd Carr for 4 seasons. More news here this afternoon. Michigan has another player declare for the NFL draft. Andrew Stueber has declared for the NFL draft. Will not return for a 6th season, although he did have the ability to come back for a 6th season next year because of the 2020 COVID eligibility year. So here's the guys that Michigan have left for the draft now, if you're counting with me. So you've got Stueber, right? David Ojabo, Hutchinson, Dalen Baldwin, Chris Hitton, Daxton Hill, Hassan Haskins, Josh Ross, Vincent Gray. 9 guys have left their eligibility on the table, and they're going to pursue the NFL draft. And then you have 6 transfers so far. So you've got 15 guys who have not completed their eligibility here with this team. Good luck to Andrew Stueber. Hope he gets drafted, and wish the best for him in his future endeavors. But let's take a look at what you guys all want to kind of talk about is the Jim Harbaugh rumors, right? Put some of these stories together before the Mike Elston news came out, but I still think they're fairly relevant since we didn't have a show yesterday and nothing has really changed this week. So I'll kind of give you a little insight to what the blog boys are talking about, the Michigan pay sites and the bloggers here, the latest blog boy rumors on Jim Harbaugh. Saw this one from a couple of different sources today. Don't have much to put behind it. I haven't heard this from any of my sources or anything like that. The blog boys are saying, hey, look, the reason Harbaugh's waiting is he's just doing his friend Mark Davis. They've known each other for 30 years. Al Davis' son. Harbaugh loved Al Davis. Mark said, "Hey, let me play this playoff game this week. Don't sign anything this week." I'm guessing the theory behind that is if the Raiders win, they'll sign Bisaccia to be their long-term coach. If they lose, maybe they'll have an opportunity to talk to Harbaugh as early as Sunday or Saturday night after that game. They coming up play the Bengals coming up here on Saturday. Now, Harbaugh's coaching career began with the Raiders. He was the quarterback's coach there in 2002 and 2003, one of those being a Super Bowl year and an MVP year for Rich Gannon. And his wife, Sarah, if you've never heard the story before, he was in Vegas. I can't remember if it was a coaching convention or was just there for some other reason, but was getting takeout from a P.F. Chang's. Saw her walking in or out of the restaurant, at a P.F. Chang's in a Vegas, residential Vegas parking lot, and basically was like, "Hi, I'm Jim Harbaugh. Let's take you out to dinner," kind of thing. That's how they met. She was a real estate agent there, so she didn't grow up there or anything like that, but she moved there post-college, and then obviously once they started dating and got married, I think moved to San Diego, and then, of course, on to Stanford from there. So that's the latest. This game is on Saturday. It is Raiders at Bengals, Saturday, 4:30 Eastern. Bengals are 6-point favorites. So if they hold serve, they win this playoff game against the Raiders at home, then I have to think, in my opinion, that if they lose the game, that they would potentially have the opportunity to talk to Jim Harbaugh unless we find out something on Friday or early Saturday. Now, this interim coach, he went 7-5 from taking over from John Gruden when Gruden was let go, kind of first month and a half of the season because of the leaked emails and all the good stuff that goes along with that. But rolled off 4 straight wins to end the year. So there's a lot of momentum around this team, came a ton, right? Not just a fired coaching staff. You also had a first-round draft pick wide receiver, get a DUI and kill a woman and her dog. So he's overcome a lot of things. And I think they'll have the opportunity to get the job. They win this game. I think he gets the job for sure. And I'll tell you what, shout out to the blog boys, shout out to the pay site guys, because when you're just grasping for straws and people are saying, tell us what you know, a respectable person like me will just say, look, I don't have any information for me. Nah, not the blog boys. They just come out with the most believable thing possible, and they just put sources on it. Boom, we're insiders. I mean, it's a great business to be in if you can do it. So shout out to them for thinking of the story that no one can fact check and prove you wrong and sounds believable, but maybe the Mike Elston thing makes that sound a little bit unbelievable. I'm not sure. You guys decide for me. I'm not the decider of believability here, unless it's, of course, the Harbaugh had rumor meter. But I want to ask you guys the question. Since we're all focusing on this game, unless something happens in less than 48 hours from now this game kicks off, I want to know who you guys are pulling for. Are we all Bengals fans? I don't know. Might be, right? Might be. I'm not sure. No, I guess we'd be Raiders fans, wouldn't we? Right? Yeah, well, that's true, yeah. So decide on what you want. If the Raiders win, I'm guessing Harbaugh's opportunity to take the Raiders job, if he even wanted it, is, will be gone. They'll take their interim guy. If the Bengals win, if they make him look bad, maybe they're looking for a new coach. Maybe they go after Jim Harbaugh as early as Saturday night or Sunday morning. Type LV down in the comments or type CIN if you want the Bengals. If you want the Raiders, I want to know who you guys are pulling for in this first NFL playoff game coming up on Saturday, 4:30 Eastern. And surely enough, go with BetUS, our sportsbook partner. Go to chatsports.com/GoBlue. The promotion to get 125% deposit bonus is still going on. Use that promo code GoBlue. Sports betting is super fun. It's even more fun during the playoffs because everybody's focused on the same 1 or 2 games at the same time. I'm getting going with this game. I'm definitely going to bet it. I'm not sure who I'm going to bet yet. By the way, 59% betting NFL in the Chat Sports Betting League this year. Phenomenal job by me. Tied for first place the regular season. Got to bring it this year as well. But chatsports.com/GoBlue. Promo code GoBlue with BetUS. All right, I said this in the show a few days ago. I said, look, okay, nothing happened over the weekend. That's fine. Harbaugh went dark on Friday from Michigan. It wasn't, talking contract, all these different rumors out there. I said, look, it's Monday, then it's Tuesday. If it gets to Thursday, you can be nervous. So I'm going to take my own advice here. I'm a little nervous, right? There's no reason that Jim Harbaugh shouldn't have at least acknowledged something. He did say something a couple of days ago, actually. It was pretty funny. It was at a press conference we'll show you here in a couple of seconds. He said that, they said, talk to us about the NFL rumors. Any comments on these NFL rumors with you right now? He's like, a lot better than the rumors that were going on with me last year. And that's basically all he said, right? He's the king of deflecting answers when he has to talk about his future job prospects or past job prospects or anything like that. So good answer by Jim Harbaugh. But Harbaugh was in Houston on Tuesday with the Bryant Awards, and then flew in there Tuesday into Wednesday, where he received an award, was there for the Bear Bryant Coach of the Year trophy. They're located in Houston. You see the tweet there. This is the photo they attached along to that tweet. Jim Harbaugh just kind of sitting there, just without a care in the world, it seems, answering questions. This is the press conference when he was down there in Houston getting that award, where they asked him about the NFL rumors, and he's like, hey, a lot better rumors than the ones that were going on last year, but he's in Houston on Wednesday. Today's Thursday, 2 o'clock, just a few hours ago. The Texans fired their head coach David Culley after one season. I don't know why anyone would ever want to live in Houston, but hey, coincidences, they often lead to future truth. So I don't think Jim Harbaugh has any interest in the Texans. But given that they waited till Thursday afternoon, right after Harbaugh was in town, to fire their coach, seems a little peculiar. I'm hoping it's just a coincidence. It doesn't mean anything more. So we'll talk a little more about traveling Jim, where he's been, and all that good stuff a little more here in a second. But I want to know from you guys, really interesting thing that happened. Tuesday night, we were right at a subscriber milestone, right at that 19,000 number. All of a sudden, we're like down 12, 15, 20 subscribers, even though we added like 40 from one video. So I'm like, interesting. I want to know, did YouTube purge us, or did all of a sudden like 60 of you guys unsubscribe? I'm not sure. So type sub down in the comments. The first 20 people to type sub that you are a subscriber, you've already subbed, or hey, do it right now and then do it. I'm going to verify, so don't type it if you haven't yet. I will give a shout out coming up on the next show, probably Friday or early on in the day on Saturday. So go down and type sub if you have already subscribed to this channel. All right, here's a screenshot that has been going on around the Twitter sphere. I saw this on a Facebook, Michigan football Facebook group. Someone then sent it to me as well. If you can't zoom in on there in that tweet, I will just give you the, or not that tweet, that screenshot of a text message thread between three people. It's like, not sure if you care if there's anything meaningful, yada, yada, yada. My cousin, right? It's always my cousin. My cousin manages the Chevy dealership that provides the Michigan coaching staff with their new cars. Harbaugh came in, dropped his truck off, and now we're going to take him a new Tahoe. Dropped off a Sierra. Now we're going to get him a new Chevy Tahoe. And this is the car dealership. They put out this picture on their Facebook page. Brett, what's the name of that place right there again? Randy Weiss Chevrolet. Okay, yeah, it's right on the bottom of the screen. I apologize for that. Randy Weiss Chevrolet in the greater Ann Arbor area. They've been providing Michigan football coaches, basketball coaches, brand new cars. Every 2 years, you get a new car as part of their marketing promotional deal for a long time, right? So Harbaugh in there taking a picture with a guy at the dealership, right? And that's key here because I'm going to talk about it in a second, not letting you guys get fooled by disinformation. Before we want to ask you guys this question, my wife's lease is up in 2 months. We're trying to decide whether or not we're going to buy the car from lease, get her another car. I think we're going to end up buying it because, car prices have gone up a lot. We can get it at the old price. What kind of car do you drive? I still am driving a 2008, just hit 150,000 miles. I am a big-time drive it until you drive into the ground kind of guy. I got the car summer of 2008 and is now January of 2022. Still rocking with it, although we've gotten a couple cars here and there for the wife in between, so I'll drive that every once in a while. But let me know what kind of car you're rocking down in the comments. Okay, so you see the photo here from Randy Weiss Chevrolet. So it was put out about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. What was that, on the 11th? So that was on Tuesday, right? Oh, and then there is self-promoted Michigan football insider Blueprint J. It's a great group, this Blueprint guys. They are bloggers, they are writers, they are podcasters, they are YouTubers, yet they've never actually put out any content outside of their tweets. It's a pretty interesting concept. I know another guy like that, Kings of College Football. Shout out to them. So it's a pretty interesting scene. And so he says, this is a picture sent to me from earlier today. The gentleman asked me to blur him out. But y'all freaking out, go blue. All right, so basically, here's the picture that Blueprint J. It's the same picture, literally, to the pixel from the car dealership's Facebook page 3 hours early, except because the guy wanted to keep it private, although he works at the dealership, that he would have had to send this to his social media people at the dealership or something like that. Oh yeah, he wanted me to blur him out because his company didn't already put it on their social media page 3 hours ago. And this guy is a kind of a shyster. I'll tell you why. So here's his Twitter account right there. Just make sure you block him because I don't want you guys, the wonderful, the intelligent, the smart, frankly, the honorable audience of this show, the Michigan Football Report, to be caught off guard by shysters and by, I don't want to say, frankly, con man. That's maybe bad to say, but he's a proven liar. Block him. Time stamps matter, Blueprint J. And getting banned from West Bloomfield High School like he did in 2019 for waiting outside the locker room on Friday nights to talk to 17-year-old boys, that's a disturbing move. And now this is even worse, trying to act like he's got some inside info on Jim Harbaugh. But hey, block him. Head over to Twitter. Block him. Follow me, and I'll make sure you get all the latest true information on the Jim Harbaugh saga, and you won't have to take photos. It's like going to Google Images, Harbaugh in car, blur out the other guy's face. Look, someone sent this to me. Harbaugh got a card saved from a dealership in Michigan. It has to be true. I'm an insider. It's just trying to help you guys out here, so make sure you follow me at James Yoder. I'm going to follow back. We just follow back the next 10 people. Is that what that said on there? All right, so follow back the next 10 people. Hit me on Twitter. Thursday evening on, I will give you guys all a follow back. So with Jim Harbaugh hiring a coach, all right, going down to Houston, accepting an award for Coach of the Year, Bryant Coaching Award. Now, it's recruiting signing day is, 3 weeks away, the February signing day. Harbaugh is planning visits. He's apparently trying to sync up with Josh Connerly, who's not going to decide until March now. Also has planned visits for a couple of junior guys, high school juniors, to come in for junior days in early February. So I think all the signs here are pointing to Jim Harbaugh coming back to Michigan. I can't imagine he'd be trying to set up junior days in February, setting up, trying to go through the final, key dates on spring practice, like has been rumored over the last couple of days. If he was seriously considering going to the NFL, he's telling coaches, he's telling parents, don't worry about all the noise. I'm going to be here. So it sounds like he is, but he's acting as if, folks. He's acting as if he'll be the coach for Michigan, but he's clearly stalling for a reason, right? If it was just working out a contract with Michigan or something like that, I think he would have said, look, I want to be here long term, but I think to compete at the highest level, to beat a team like Georgia, I need to make sure I have the right support. So we're going to talk about that over the next 3, 4, 5 weeks. Story goes away. Harbaugh's great at doing that, but he's not doing it here. He's letting it go. So I do kind of believe in some regard that at least he wants to talk to the Raiders, whether or not Mark Davis said, don't sign anything until Saturday night. I think that's one of these things that, hey, it sounds believable, but we'll see what happens. But I want to know from you guys, how confident are you that Jim Harbaugh will return to Michigan in 2022 this season as the head coach? Scale it from 1 to 10. 1, no confidence at all. 10, you have already booked your tickets for the college football playoff games next season with a Jim Harbaugh t-shirt, rocking that for 2022. Let me know down in the comments. I'm going to go about a 7, 7.5 right now. 7.5 is my score. Let me know down in the comments what yours is. We'll be back probably Friday with another video. If not, maybe Saturday. And until I see you next time, folks, go Blue.